You are on the scene with Georgia Women's REIA. I'm Julia. I'm Star. And we are at the Georgia Tax Lien Boot Camp Lean and Learn. And today we will be interviewing no other than the Georgia Tax Lien Boot Camp queen herself, Mrs. Chantel Owens. Yes!
Yes! Thank you, ladies. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, who is Chantel Owens? And how did the Georgia Tax Lien Boot Camp begin?
Well, I am Chantel Owens is just like every other woman in real estate trying to make a name for herself, trying to create and build and create a dream and realize that dream. So that's who I am. And the Georgia Tax Lien Boot Camp was started really as a challenge. I have a mentor who asked me to teach and I declined. And
look at you now, right? They knew. They saw it.
Yes, I did not want to be a teacher, but at the time I was looking for private money lenders to finance my tax lien deals, and she eventually convinced me that it would be great to become a teacher since I had this knowledge. And then once people saw that I was an expert with this knowledge, they want to invest, and that is exactly what happened. And then the Georgia Tax Lien Boot Camp portion of it came because as a tax lien investor, there was really no education when I first started investing in tax liens. And as education came on the scene, when educators would come to Georgia, they would never teach on Georgia. Like they would teach on every other state but Georgia. And so I was just missing that particular piece because I wanted to invest in my backyard. And so I wanted to fill that gap, and that's how I started in Georgia Tax Lien.
And how long have you been sharing your knowledge with the community?
It's been a year and a half now. I started in May of 2017, so just a little bit over a year and a half. Right. And then I actually started the Georgia Tax Lien Boot Camp. It'll be 1 year on September 30th. That the actual official.
The Georgia Tax Lien Boot Camp has become a craze. You were honored as an industry leader at our first event. Thank you. You were just recently highlighted on Flipping America with Roger Blankenship, and it does not even stop there. You were on the Level Up panel, Jay Morrison's Tulsa Talks on Thursday, the Black Wealth Weekend Elite Coaches panel, Sabrina Lowry's Act Like a Landlord, Think Like an Investor panel, Mark Parham's Talk Radio show, as well as Flipology Radio. So I gotta say, well, viewers, that's only to name a few because the list goes on and on and on. So we are honored to be on the scene with you tonight. Tell us how it is for you, the panels, the interviews, the boot camp craze.
Well, can I be honest?
Yes. Please do.
Well, I'm actually a very private person, low-key person, so I'm not used to like all the attention. So it's taken me a little while to get acclimated to that. And but the part of it that I really do love is the teaching aspect of it. So like I said, I wasn't really set to be a teacher, but once I became a teacher, I realized how much I can pour into other people, and just to see their eyes light up, to see their soul light up when they actually win a property, when they actually understand the concept, it's just all worth it to me. In essence, it's like I live through my students. So. That's so awesome.
Today, we got 3 hours of CE instructional credits. New investors to learn, and let's first talk about the 12-week mentorship program. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Sure, thanks for the opportunity. So I have a 12-week mentorship program. This program came out of my actual boot camp. So students that took the boot camp were like, you know what, I would like if I could work with you more personally, if I have more time with you. So I actually developed that program. It's a hybrid of the boot camp and my one-on-one mentorship, and it gives students a chance in a smaller group. So the mentorship is for 12 weeks, it's for 7 to 10 people, whereas the boot actually like could be 50 people. And so it's a smaller, intimate environment. It's online for the most portion, for the majority of the classes online. And then we have 2 bus tours where we go out and look at properties, and then I take them to 2 auctions as well.
Wow, that's fantastic. When does that start?
That starts actually this Thursday, September 20th, and then it runs through December 4th auction.
So where can they go to register for that?
They can register for that class at GA Tax Lien Bootcamp 8week.eventbrite.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have a number you would like to share?
Sure. And my number is 678-408-0595.
So go there to the website right away and register.
Yes, and it says 8 weeks because that class used to be an 8-week class, and we've extended it to 12 weeks.
I think that's great. That's like one-on-one coaching.
It is. It really is.
That's perfect for a new investor, new student that feels like they need to be handed out just a little bit more. You know, they want to do it, but like, don't leave me out there.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yes, the students really enjoy that class.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So now, I've personally attended your 2-day boot camp.
Yes.
So I'm really jealous to announce there is now a 4-day boot camp. I'm like, so I think I'm saying something when I say I went to the 2-day boot camp and now I need to go back to school. So that is going to be October 25th, 27th, and the 6th. So for everyone who didn't attend and the returning students who haven't gotten all the education,
Yes.
Tell us what you've added to the 2-day boot camp.
Okay, so it actually started out as a 1-day boot camp, believe it or not. And then the boot camp you came, I extended it because the students were like, so when is the advanced class? And then from subsequent boot camps, people have just asked for different things that I've just included, so I've just improved upon it. So in the 4-day boot camp, so when you came, we didn't have the auction day. Right. And then we didn't do the bus tour in your boot camp. So we have the bus tour and the actual auction day. And then we have 2 days to process all the information. Because the 1 day to process the information, it's a bit much on students. So we just spread it out a little bit more.
So what's a quick tip that you can tell a new student or investor that might feel like they want to give up?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that because I do experience that a lot. With tax liens, it definitely is about persistent because you're buying at auction. Not all auctions are the same. So when you go in February, it may be less inventory than if you went in March. And so you have to play the long game with tax liens. So you have to consistently go to be able to catch, a property here or there. Yes. So I would definitely say stay in it and just be consistent and continuously go to auction. Don't think just because you went that one time you didn't get a property. This is a lot of work that goes in, and when you get to auction and you don't get a property, you can get discouraged. But my advice is to keep going because the next auction or maybe the next one after that will be the one where you'll actually get the property.
So don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Well, I mean, basically, I would say that when you get started in tax lien investing, the number one thing to do is set your goals, which really is what you should do with everything that you get in. But I see people get into tax lien investing and they just, trying to get a property here and there. They're not for sure what to do, if they're going to buy and hold or if they're going to flip it. And so the best thing that I can tell someone is to set your goal and work backwards from that goal. So then when you get in tax lien, you know exactly what your plan is and you know what you're going after. So that would be the number one tip that I give people.
I think that's overall for everything.
The 4-day boot camp is October 26th, 27th, 28th, and November 6th is the auction day. So our website is gataxlienbootcamp.com. And then to register for either one of those courses is GA Tax Lien Bootcamp 8week.eventbrite.com. And then the other one for the 4-day is GA Tax Lien Bootcamp 4day.eventbrite.com.
Go on Instagram. We're getting a social media.
Yes.
Go on Instagram and follow Georgia Tax Lien Bootcamp, and it's the same on Facebook, right?
Yes.
Yes. Go out and follow the Georgia Tax Lien
Yes,
Bootcamp
follow us,
Queen.
like us, be our friends.
She has so much in store, so find out how to register for her next event. Thank you so much for being on the scene with us today.
And thank you for having me, Georgia Women's REIA. I'm so excited. I'm excited to be a part of the Georgia Women's REIA. So thank you for having me, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye. So tell us what you got out of Georgia Tax Lien.
Okay, so we were in there, I was in there with my wife, and we found out about the tax lien specific to Georgia, and then a little bit about other states as well, just learning the process and how we can go about investing in tax liens.
So do you think you're going to go ahead and invest in tax liens?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that it's something that we're going to try to dive into, and you know, it seems like to be a very lucrative section of real estate.
Chantel's added new stuff. It's awesome. Like, she knows what she's doing. And there's just so much to learn with this, and you can have a new question every time. And then there's other people that come every time that ask something that you don't even think about. I did the boot camp too. That was awesome. It's beneficial to learn about the Georgia tax lien if you want to buy houses for a lower price. I mean, you could wholesale them out and make a lot of money, or you could do like Chantel did and live in her first one, you know, with no house payment. That's huge. Yeah, I would love that. I would love no house payment.
Exactly, no house payment, let's do it.
I mean, my house would be paying me.
You're right. Hi everyone, this is Maurice. Hi Maurice.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So the viewers want to know why this event tonight with Georgia Tax Lien Bootcamp.
It's a lot of information. If someone wants to really learn about how the Georgia tax lien process works, it's a fun event, it's a lot of information, and it's a way to really understand what you need to do to get started.
So if they come to, say, just one event, do you think the average person or investor can get started right away?
Right away. It's a lot of information. However, the way that the instructor puts it, Chantel, she's great at what she's doing here. She's very knowledgeable. It's very easy to get started right away.
Click, like, subscribe, comment below.